This is the pegboard, and we use this for a lot of different activities, but we have this board here, and then we have these different colored pegs. This is a unit peg, it's green, and we can just place it right in the hole to create different patterns, and we're going to use this quite often. So we have the units that are green, blue tens, and then hundreds are red. Then we continue to the green for thousands. We're going to keep going through the hierarchies, just repeating the pattern. So we have thousands, 10,000s, 100,000s, and so on. And we're going to use these pegs. Then we have these cups that we can use to hold the pegs while we're working, and we're going to start making some patterns with this. We're now going to move and try and do squares. So again, we can start with our 1, and 1, you can draw a square around it. We can imagine it's a square. You can see very clearly that 1 is a square number. Now what will the next square number be? I add 1 on this side, and I add 1 on this side. Now if I want to make a square, I have to fill in here. So I put 1 there, and now I have a square. So 4 is a square number. Let's see what the next square number will be. We can add 1 on that side. That means we have to add the same to this side. And now I have to fill in here. So now I have another square. And what is this square? It is 9. So we have 1, 4, 9, and now I can start by building out more and more squares, and we discover that they become 16 and 25 and so on. So that is building square numbers. We can also calculate how many more did I need to add. For this one, I had 1 and I needed to add 3 more to make the next square. Here I needed to add 5 more to make the next square. Here I will need to add 7 more to make the next square. So we're going to see patterns again as we get bigger and bigger. And we are going to take some pegs, and we're going to start off building some shapes. So we have 1. 1, we could sort of draw a triangle around it. Now if we add 1 to one side and 1 up to this side, then now we have a triangle. So now we want to continue building. How many do we have to add for the next triangle? So we have 1, and we added 2 to make this triangle. And now let's see if we build 1 on that direction and 1 up on this direction, and we build it then in the middle. Now I have a triangle, and I added 1, 2, 3 this time. We have 3 that we've added here. So now I have a triangle again. Now how many more do I need to build the next triangle? So now I'm going to build 1 out on one side, 1 out on the other, and I need to fill it in here. And now I have another row. And you can see very clearly here that there is a guideline. So we can see that, and the children will guess that for the next bigger and bigger, I'm going to be adding 1 to the previous row. And these are now triangle numbers using the pegboard. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4. And if we count it up, so I have 1, 3, 6, 10, and we can make a list of triangular numbers. We're now going to try and make rectangular numbers, and we can start with 1. We know 1 is a square, which also is a rectangle, but if we were to start with 2, for example, here we have a rectangle. Now let's add 1 on either side to see what the next rectangle will be. So we add 1 on this side, 1 on this side, and fill in the extras here. So now we have a rectangle of 6. Okay, let's do the same and add 1 on this side and 1 on this side. We add fill in the area. And now here we have a rectangle of 12. And children can just go ahead and build different patterns and see what kind of numbers can make rectangles. And obviously, rectangles were back into the multiplication, so anything times anything can be a rectangular number.